So welcome to Cinema Express, Manav and Shefali. I loved watching the film. I was moved by the film, and I have a lot of questions to ask you both. So first of all, there's a definite travel for each of the characters in the film. So I want to ask you guys as to how it felt when Kayoze narrated the script to you. I mean, let's start with Shefali.
It's a love story. And when he narrated it to me, I fell head over heels in love with it in the first 5 minutes. And I just said, yes, that's it. He didn't have a solid script in his hand, but he told me what the thought was. He told me the one line, and I was completely bowled over. And I said, I have to do this. So it was as spontaneous and as simple as that.
Right, and Manav, how about you? Wow.
Absolutely, because you rarely get to do such interesting character like Kabir, and I found Kabir was really charming, really like funny, and also you have to learn sign language, you have to do so much hard work for just to do this role. It just challenges every aspect of acting. So I thought that I want to jump in and I want to do it. So
Yeah, I want to ask you guys that how. So you had to learn sign language. How was that? What went into the preparation for that? How long did it take for you guys to get a hold of sign language and doing it with that much confidence on screen? Because when I looked on screen, I could only see the characters there, and they were it was just so spontaneous and so natural, and I loved that aspect in the film.
that
Can
was
tell us?
that was the idea. So thank God, luckily we had a very good teacher called Sitaram, and he used to come and he used to separately. He used to go to Shefali, used to come to me, and then he was continuously with us almost like entire time on the shoot. And I also went to the school in there is a school where I got to meet so many students, and we had lunch, we had so much fun with everyone, and then you have it's very difficult. It's a different language. It's almost like you are absolutely communicating in different language. So you have to be comfortable, and that was the reaction we wanted. That it was looking very natural. So we both worked really hard, and then we did meet and we did some rehearsals together, and eventually when we felt confident, I said let's shoot now, and we did that shoot.
And how did it feel for you, Shefali? Because you had to also say dialogues, you had to learn the dialogue as well as get a hold of sign languages. How was the experience for you?
Well, it was learning sign language isn't easy because it's not just about learning the dialogues on paper. It's all because otherwise you'll get very limited. You cannot grow, you cannot explore or go beyond what is on paper. You cannot improvise. So it was not just about learning a scene, it was about learning the sign language per se. And so we could add our two bits, so we could just improvise if we wanted to. And it is one of the most beautiful languages possible. I mean, when I started learning it and I really wanted to pursue it further, and I will at some point of time, it just feels amazing to hear silence. And then suddenly you realize actually there is so much noise around. Why do we even bother with it? And I anyway personally feel that, we have the luxury of a medium which catches the smallest nuance possible. So if you can say it without words, why use words at all? So it's like a dream come true for me.
Right, and of course, it must be extra special for Manav considering that in your previous films you have tried different dialects, even languages. I believe you tried Telugu in your last film, so it must be pretty interesting for you to do a film where you had no dialogues absolutely, right?
No, but yeah, because each and every character comes with a different nuances, and luckily I am so happy that Kayo thought about me, and he met me and he said, "This is the script and this is what I wanted to do." I jumped in because you don't get these roles, you don't get love stories, and as Shefali was right, he said the love stories are amazingly to perform. It's really enjoyable to as an actor you enjoy so much performing those, and also especially if you have an actor like Shefali in front of you, half battle is won basically.
Right, and I wanted to ask you especially about a moment in the film where Kabir wants to say "I love you." He's there at the door, and as an actor, there is a bit of restrictions because you can't say anything. You can't say anything in the role, and so you have to communicate it throughout in the sign language, and I was moved to tears. Seriously, how was it experience shooting that scene particularly?
Shefali, please tell me. You have to.
God, he was, that restraint and that shyness that Kabir has. He's almost shy about it. Like there was this childlike quality to what Manav was doing, and which is what is so special about Kabir as well. There is a childlike quality. There's this sparkle in the eyes with this complete, like, oh my God, I have the moon, but how do I hold it on now? And that respect of, is it too early to say it to her? Should I not? It's so delicate, and he's done it so beautifully. Itna nazuk, like itna nazuk. Like I fell completely in love with Kabir. And I think that is going to be the reaction of all women who see this. They're going to be like, oh my God, we wish we come across a romance like this in our lives.
Kabir.
And speaking about sparkle in the eyes, like there's a dialogue that your eyes is enough to say if you're telling the truth or a lie, and it's not just an aspect of Kabir's character. And I watched the film, at least I could say that Natasha was oscillating here and there through the eyes. And how did you do that, Shefali?
How?
I don't know. I don't know. It just happens, I think.
I have to answer this. She is supremely honest as a person, as an actor. She is, may I use this word? She's almost naked every time. Whenever she's in front of the camera, she's performing. She is so like absolutely honest that when you are in front of her, you, I mean. She is there. Why she's there? Because this is the reason. She's full heart. Everything she does is full heart and huge respect. Rarely you come across actors like Shefali.
Right, and Shefali, I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you perceived Natasha, because she's even though the story revolves around Samira and her equations, that's how it fleshes out. But then it's entirely a story of Natasha, and thus she oscillates. She keeps oscillating, and there is a lot of instinctive decisions that she takes. It's a very complex character, and so how did you even get under the skin of a character like that?
I was just brutally honest to her. I did not let Shefali decide where Natasha would lead.
Hmm.
Natasha led me. And once I was there, I was only Natasha. So what she did may be perceived as right, wrong, correct, incorrect. Uh, there will be a lot of interpretations to her. But well, she's just human.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. There is no right, wrong, gray, black, white. It's just there are so many grays in all of us. So it's going to be a subjective discussion. Someone's going to feel, and that goes for any kind of art, right? I mean, somebody sees a painting or reads a book and says, "Oh my God, this has completely altered my life," and somebody might look at it and say, "What the hell is this? It doesn't make any sense." So, how did I approach her? Yes, she was complex, but when I stood in her shoes, she was just doing she was doing what was driving her, and her heart was driving her. And I don't think she gave it so much thought कि इसका क्या होगा. For once, she was living in the moment. All throughout, she's not living in the moment.
Right.
She's constantly just trying to figure a future may, how can we repair this? What do we do? She's trying to be the doer all the time. But for once, she just lets all of that go, and she doesn't want to be the doer anymore because there's someone else doing it for her.
Right.
And she welcomes it with open arms. And if that seems selfish, well, then that's what she is.
Right, and Natasha in particular has different dimensions, as I told you. Like she's also a mother, and she's a husband, and then she meets Kabir. Especially talking about Sarah, who acted as Samira. So how was it working with Sarah for that?
It's about every actor who is in front of me. I take a lot from them, and I cannot be the character. I can't be complete as the character unless I take from them. No character is talked about in isolation. There are
Right.
ties, there are relationships, there are emotions attached, and they come from people around me. And I
Hmm.
take a lot from my co-actors. And
Hmm.
it's so lovely when a child takes over and you let a child lead. It's just lovely. Actually, in any scene, if you trust another actor, you let the actor lead. And that's how you'll follow and be true to your character. There are moments that belong to people. And I don't think it was, not for a moment did I think there was a child in front of me. She was lovely. I mean, I was just watching her and I just felt nothing but absolute love for her.
Hmm.
So, how was it? Or if it shows that we feel so much love for each other, she became my baby over there. It was as simple as that.
Right. And I have one more question. Shefali, like considering a filmography you have done, series like Daily Crime or Dil Dhadakne Do, all of the characters are very complex. Does it ever occur to you? Do you ever want to do a film which is less like a chill, conventional, commercial, templated character? Do you ever come across that, or do you just want characters with complex shades to them?
No, I haven't ever gone out to look for complex
Hmm.
characters, but what I get offered, I'm very choosy about it. So I will
Hmm.
do something only if a character, a role, a story really hits me in my gut and my heart. Then I will do it. Otherwise, I won't do it for any commercial reason. Whether, I mean, I would never think that, oh, this film would give me so much mileage or it'll make, I'll be visible and people will finally see me in a blockbuster. Or I don't get into all of that. I really don't. Because for me, more than the result, the final result, the process is so precious and so enriching. So it's not like I go out looking for complex characters. All these characters that I've done so far have come to me, and I'm so lucky. But
Hmm.
I would love to do a character which is just as simple. I mean, I'm a greedy actor. If I could, I would play an alien or a zombie. I don't want to restrict myself by saying कि यही करना है या ये नहीं करना.
Right. So, as an ending note, to say in sign language, thanks a lot to both, because I when Kabir and Natasha stood at the door, my heart was pounding. I found myself pounding. I was moved so badly, and I loved the film. Congratulations to you both. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
Thank
so much. Thank you, Bhuvnesh.